It's Sunday morning and we are taking a trip into the city, and I do take my journal with me even though no journaling happens. So let's get started and pack all the things. First up, we hit the Japanese bookstore. I do not go to the city without going to the Japanese bookstore. This is a bookstore of beautiful things, stunning books, and amazing stationery section. I can normally not walk out without something in my hand. And of course, I did buy something, but not something for me, something special that I've posted off to an Inkie, and I hope they get it soon. So normally I will have a day with my family and then I will come home and journal about it. So I'm just sort of taking you on a tiny little trip to see all the things that I did see. My camera skills are very lacking, so I apologize, but I'm just showing you snippets of our day so you can kind of see where my journaling will go on this post and sort of see how I translate a day in the city to how I would journal for the rest of the night or afternoon. And welcome to Sydney, guys. Welcome to Sydney. So it's time to come back and just totally sit down at my desk and print out a heap of photos that I took while in the city. But as you realize, I barely use them in my journal. They'll get used at some time or another, but I was so into the spread that I was doing that I didn't want to add photos. Now, because it is Chinese New Year, the city is absolutely beautifully decorated with lots and lots of Chinese themed things. And as you saw, it is the year of the rooster, and so there was a beautiful massive rooster in the Queen Victoria building that was like a huge statue that had been done in Chinese silks, and it was stunning. And I wish that I'd had more time to film it, but it was so busy of people taking photos, and it was just really hot, so that I only got a little bit of footage. So I was really inspired to draw a rooster, and as you can see, I've never drawn one in my life, so I did need a photo reference because I had no idea where everything went, and also the colors and things. I tried to pick one that looked similar to the one that was in the city because it was stunning. There's no way I could have replicated the one in the city, but I like my little homage to the year of the rooster, and apparently this is the year of the fire rooster. So I just decided to sit down. The day was so gloomy the day that I painted this, and I needed to take some time to just sit and just paint, and it's been a while since I've done that. Just taking some time out for myself and paint something that I'm going to enjoy, and paint something in my journal that's not for any other purpose but for my own pleasure. So this is actually my first sort of real test of painting watercolor in this book, and I struggled at first, but then I kind of got into my groove and worked out how the paper behaved, and it brought back like memories of my hobo, because obviously this is Tomoe River paper, and I did a lot of watercoloring in my daily drawing hobo. So what I normally like to do is I normally like to put something on that I don't have to actually watch, and I can listen. If someone's periscoping, I'll have that on, but today I put Burgess Taylor on my phone, and she's very good for journal chats, yeah. But anyway, she is great to listen to because I don't have to look up very often, so it's just nice to have something playing quietly in the background as I work. And I decided that since I had put a, fancy scarf on the bear for our printable, and I said that I could see myself doing it to a whole heap of animals, well, this was the best time to actually do that. So I did put a fancy scarf on him, kind of my take on the rooster. I didn't want it to be exactly like the picture because, I do understand photo reference and stuff, but I still want it to feel like I did it and it wasn't just something else that I copied. I just wanted it to have my sort of flavor. So I added, you know, my fancy, you know, scrappy scarf and just sort of played. I used Daniel Smith watercolors for this, and I am using a Unipin fine line for the scarf because it's in my journal. I didn't use the Tiki Graphic because, oh no, I lie. I am using the Tiki Graphic 0.1, the one that I shared in my blog post, and that is what I've been doing all my alphabets with and stuff because the point is really fine. So I'm actually going to have to order myself a new one of these because I can feel it's not running out yet, but I have used it so much, especially in that alphabet, that it's going to run out soon. But I really enjoyed painting this rooster. It was something different for me. It was like a little bit of a challenge and a little bit out of my comfort zone, and so I think that's where we grow the most. So I think one of the challenge, I always like to, you know, give you challenges in these videos or make you think a little bit more than just watching me make art. I think sometimes it's good for us to create things that are out of our comfort zone because it pushes us to use skills that we either don't have or we need to develop, or it helps us to develop skills that we've got but when we don't call on very often. So it's been quite a while since I've actually, you know, just watercolored something with a little bit of line work, and so I only outlined his head because I really liked the way his feathers and stuff looked. It is very you know, interpretive, my rooster. It's not you know, exactly like the picture. I was just going for the colors and trying to, you know, get the color theme okay-ish or close enough that he looks like a decent rooster. So that was lovely. Now I got asked if I like the A5, and we're still working out. I am enjoying the fact that I can be more free in my journals. I feel like I have a stack more space than what I did in my Giramondo. So I am being more creative in my journal. So my journal is now looking a bit more like the cross between a journal and an art journal at the moment because I have that extra space, and there is nothing wrong with that. I kind of love how my art is coming out heaps more in this journal because I have the room to do it. I still have room to put journaling in, I still have room to put photos in if I want to, and so this A5 has been a really awesome experience. To say if I'm going to use it for the rest of my life, I can't say that. Now that I've kind of broken the size ice, you know, I might think about using a different size once this book is finished. I don't know. I think the whole breaking of the size was the thing that made it like okay to try out different sizes, but obviously this will be in a very, very long time because I am determined to see this book through to the end, so I will keep journaling in it until the very last page. So once I decided that I was happy with the rooster, I decided to put in some oranges, reds and pinks to sort of denote that fire rooster theme that I was reading on the internet because I wanted to know more about what he represented, and actually the 2017 year was the year of the fire rooster. So I thought that was really interesting, and I decided that I wanted to just, you know, represent that in my journal because it was part of my experience in the city. So I'm literally going to take my journal to the couch so I can sit down and make tiny, tiny stripe borders for these little journal spots or whatever I'm going to turn them into. So I'm not going to film this bit because it's literally me sitting on the couch with my cup of tea drawing tiny lines, and you've seen me draw enough tiny lines today, so I'm going to just do this bit off camera so I can do it on the couch. It's 12:30, my stomach is growling, so I need to go have some lunch, but this is what I'm going to do while I'm on the couch, and then I will either come back later when I'm doing more, or I will come back tonight if I do some more. So we shall see. Just checking in. Hope you're enjoying the whole journal thing and it's helping you and trying to get a, you know, an idea into what the heck I do in my journals and how I actually function as a journaler. I hope so, because I'm trying to grab as much as I can for you, because there are days that I don't journal at all. So there will be days where there'll be no journaling because I'm either too tired, I've worked all day and I've got nothing left to give to my journal, or I'm busy with family. So
There are a couple of days where there's no journaling, but it's always with me. Like, I always have it with me just in case. Oh my God, my stomach is growling crazily. I need to go and eat. So I'll see you once I've done all the borders.
And some best laid plans never actually happen. After I wanted to come back, I had work to do. It's the next day and I needed to get one of my design team projects finished for Jane Davenport. Now it's gone live. I'm trying to get them all done before I go into hospital. I meant to have 3 a month, so this is the first one, and I've been panicking that I'm not going to get everything done in time before I go into hospital. So even though I really wanted to plan my journal, I just didn't have the time, and that is sometimes the way it is, especially when this is what I work for now. So as much as I'd love to, but no, even when I'm being a mum and I'm helping with afternoon schoolwork, I babysit another little girl every afternoon. So I have homework duty every afternoon. My journal is always closed, even though I don't touch it. It's always open while I'm listening to them, while I'm drilling them on their spelling, while I'm helping them understand some things. It's always close by, even if it means that I'm not journaling. I had my pen and everything there, but the little girl was a little bit stuck on ascending and descending numbers. So that was what I did with my afternoon. But I did get some time to sit down and journal in the late afternoon when she had gone home and my little teacup humans were happily playing on their iPads because homework was done. So I decided that I wanted to start another spread, because that's kind of what I do when I'm feeling like I need a pep up, or I feel like I need just something different to look at for a bit. I'd been staring at the Rooster page for quite a while and I was feeling stuck. So like I said in my last video, move forward. So whenever I feel that feeling of, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I just start something new to work on, and then that sort of the creativity bounces from one page to another. It's like a domino effect, and that's the best way I can explain it. Once you start on something, the hard part is starting, guys. I know that sometimes you feel like you can't journal, you just can't get into it, you're not feeling creative, but honestly, creativity is a domino effect, and once the little tiniest bit of creativity starts, all your energy will start sort of compounding and rolling and will pick up speed, and you'll just find your groove. But you have to start the dominoes first. You have to start first in order to get that momentum and that speed and that real enjoyment of playing. So that's one of my tips for you guys. If you haven't journaled in a really long time and you don't know where to start, you don't know what to do, like just get out some paint, slap it on some pages, and go from there. Get some collage sheets. That's why I create them for you guys. Put them on the page. Remember that video on how to start journal pages? Go back to that video and watch that video, because this is all these things that I'm telling you accumulate into helping you, feel more comfortable with journaling, for journaling to become more second nature, and so that you don't feel like you're scared to journal, and don't think about what everyone else is doing. Don't even think about what I'm doing. Get out of your own heads and put some blinders on and just have fun with paper, paint, and ink and words, and even if you don't want to be creative, just put some paint and color down on the page and then write. It's always more inviting when you've got color on the page. That's why most of my pages are colored, because it's easier to write on for me for some reason. It just makes me feel more compelled to write memories, thoughts, worries, stresses, all the things. So that is my tip for you, is you need to get the dominoes to start falling in order to get into your groove. But you have to take that first little step first before you can get that beautiful domino effect. So don't be scared, just start. sometimes if I've been working on a bit, as you can see, there's a sneak peek of a Jane thing. If I'm having lunch and I know that that's my downtime, I make lunch downtime, I will get out my journal during lunch to get some time in, because sometimes my work days get so busy that I don't get to journal even if I'm desperately wanting to journal. So I kind of trade off and eat and journal at the same time. You can see a homemade chicken vegetable soup because I'm only allowed liquids and shakes and stuff. So that's lunch, but I do take that time to try and, you know, get little tidbits of time in my journal. Every little bit counts towards, you know, the finished product, you finished pages, even if it's just 15 minutes. And I have half an hour, I set aside half an hour to journal. So I do spend about 20 minutes of that half an hour journaling and then scoffing my food. Basically, that is because my food is liquid and it doesn't take me that long to have. But I do make priorities if I'm feeling, especially at the moment, because I'm so highly anxious, my journal has become the place that I go to try and settle my nerves down. So I have been journaling more so than what I would typically be doing because I'm so stressed. So this has been a really good insight into how much extra journaling I've been doing because of my emotions, not because I am filming it for you guys, but because this is how I'm feeling. Because I am highly, highly anxious at the moment, it means that my journal has become a really massive, massive part in my healing almost, or like how I'm dealing with everything. But yes, my journal has become an epic safe place for me right now. So you're actually seeing, you know, how I do function. I do use it as a tool to help me get over things, and as you can see, that stamping went completely crap. So now I'm trying to figure out a way to cover up that. I could have re-stamped it, but I knew that the reason why it did that was because there was a big bump and I don't have one of those stamping things that you can put under things to make it stamp nicer. So I'm not that fancy, I just find other things to put down for covering up mistakes. I'm very, very good at covering up mistakes, but you guys normally don't see that because you don't normally see this much of my journaling in one hit. So it is now Thursday, and all of a sudden I am babysitting a girlfriend from school's daughter while she gets a whole heap of things done, so my day was completely railroaded. So now it's Thursday afternoon, I've had no time to work, no time to film, no time to edit, no time to do anything really, and so there's nothing left to do except sit down on my bed. The kids are quiet. My third girl for after school care has gone to her home, and I am just reflecting on the day and how I'm a bit frustrated that I'm so tight for time, and people seem to forget that I do now work from home. I don't just potter around, you know, making pretty pictures and doing my housework. You know, I wish I could do my housework, but I felt frustrated because that day was completely stolen from me, but I can't say no to people who need me. And so to my own detriment, I happened to go from babysitting from 1 hour for almost 5. And then when my friend and her daughter left, my sister-in-law and my mother-in-law and her little girl came, and they left literally, I had 10 minutes before I had to walk to school. So I felt frustrated because I'd lost an entire day of work with my huge to-do list. So I just wanted to let it go, breathe, and write it out in my journal, because some days are just a write-off, and today was certainly one of those. And that's just the way it goes sometimes, and I need to just get over it, move on, and today, tomorrow, work harder, faster, and try and get everything done before I go into hospital. So that is it for this part. There is more parts coming to this video series, but I thought I would show you where my pages currently stand. And so this is as of today, which is Friday the 10th of February. This is how my journal looks currently. So I hope you're enjoying this series. I hope it's helping you. I always worry when I put new things out like this that it might not be helping anyone, but from the comments and things, everyone seems to be quite enjoying the way that it's going. So I hope it is still helping you in an insight into how I'm journaling and to what I like to do, and how it is helping me heal and helping me prepare for such a scary thing in my life, which, you know, this is petrifying. Well, petrifying to me. So my journal is being a real huge BFF at the moment. So there will be part 3, probably 2 more parts to this series, so this week and next week, so I can kind of take a little bit of a break while I'm recovering. So there won't be any other videos besides the Journal in the Life series, but I will make sure that I try and recover as quickly as possible so that there's not much of a, you know, silence from me. But I'm only human, and people keep telling me to take the time. So there will be 2 more parts to this series, and I hope you're enjoying it and are eager to have the other parts as well. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye.